Why is it always so perfect when I start? Like it looks like it's perfect, but then it's like not. It's so bizarre. Anyway, hi you guys. Oh, when I look down, it was 17, which is also number 8. Welcome to episode 4 of Sacred Sunday, because half of 8 is 4. And I really feel like our spirit guides are here with us today on so many levels. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take this off the charger. And then if it starts to look like whatever, then I'll put it back on the charger. But I feel like I want to renegotiate a little bit. Okay. Maybe this is just where they want it to be. I don't know. So we have a lot to talk about, today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to comment. Live chat is visible. Hold on, Spirit's talking to me. But yeah, feel free to introduce yourself. If you do not want to, you do not have to. There is no pressure. I can't see you. No one knows who you are. You know what I mean? So if you're here and you just want to be here but be anonymous, that's okay. Oh, hi, Anna. I had a feeling it was you, Anna, but I didn't want to, I didn't want to say if you didn't want to speak, Hi. Hi. Yay, Anna's here, you guys. And also, just a few minutes before I went into do not disturb mode, I saw a text from Jessica. So whether she's going to be here or not, it was kind of cool that I felt her energy. So she's here with us in spirit, even if she's not here. Oh, thank you for asking, Anna. Yes, I don't know if you guys saw, I put a little podcast out, but I was bit by a dog this past week. And honestly, it's been fucking weird. And thank you for bringing it up, Anna, because it's been really, really peculiar. I know that's like, I'm drawing the word out, but like, ooh, when I looked down, it was 212, which is also number 5. Change and transformation. Yes, in a weird way, I feel, how do I explain this? There's so much to say, so I'm trying to be mindful of how I say it. I feel like the dog bite was a blessing, and I know a lot of people would probably be like, what the hell? If you saw it now, it's like so bruised and like mangled, you'd probably be like, oh my God. But isn't it funny how something looks really bad when it happens and then like almost worse towards the end because it's healing? And I feel like the dog bite was a metaphor for how I've been. Anna, what are you doing to me? I feel like I'm gonna start crying now. But that's okay, because if I'm meant to cry, then I'm meant to cry. Because truthfully, I've been really emotional about it. So I guess I'm meant to. You know what I mean? We're here for each other, right? We're as powerful as each other, wherever 2 or more gather. And we'll get to the topic and the cards. But apparently, I'm meant to lean on you for support today. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you, Anna. And to all of you. If they have me put timestamps, I will. But otherwise, I guess just muster through it. I'm going to be as transparent with you guys as possible. I'm really struggling. I really fucking want to break up with Alder so bad. Like, I just want him out of my life so bad. I want everybody out of my life that is just like that fucking dog bite, Like, I'm tired. It's like I put so much love into the world. I inject so much happiness and joy into the world every day. And this isn't 403, 43, number 7, which is my life path number. But anyway, I put so much good out into the world, and sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? I replayed that moment over and over, the whole situation, and I'm okay with my fault in it. That's why I did the podcast, and I'll put a link below if you're interested. But I felt it needed to be talked about, and I just sit in my little RV, kind of in the middle of nowhere, just trying to save the world, one fucking video at a time. But I was really hurt because I reached out to Alder to connect with him. 1, to find out how his birthday was. because his birthday was on Wednesday, and that's the day I got bit by the dog. It was also the 10th anniversary of my dad's death, and it's just like, I just feel like I'm constantly figuring things out. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm just really fucking tired. I'm just so tired. I feel like every bit of me is just like had enough. And over the last 3 days, I've been like resting because I had to, you know, like I had to. Gives you a lot of time to think, gives you a lot of time by yourself. You know, I can only watch so much shows. And in the beginning, you know, because it was a dog bite and it pierced my skin. I don't know if I'll ever show you guys pictures or video, but you know, I had puncture wounds, you know. So the first like 24 to 48 hours is the most critical. 607, which is also the number 13. I feel like the witches and angels are like, we're with you. Hold on, I'm grabbing a tissue. So, you know, I'm always my own best doctor. Should I have gone to the hospital? I don't know. But I thought I'm going to at least try and heal myself first. In the first 24 hours, I'm going to heal myself. And if I don't, and if it starts to be infected, then I will go to the hospital. So I worked with all the things that I know and the things that were given to me, and I'm okay. I didn't go to the hospital. And because I am a super fucking hero, and because I work with natural things, I don't even have a bandage on it. It was 5 days ago. I don't even have a bandage on it. I mean, I'm like, I didn't look at it really that well this morning, but I could tell it's like starting to, you know, heal and scab up. And fuck, I did not know that was going to happen. I don't even know how to control myself right now. Like, I don't even, I'm like, what just happened? I feel like I just got hit by a fucking bus. But you know what? I got hit by the beautiful Anna energy. And if you hopefully will be blessed to be in her presence someday, you'll understand. But you may feel her presence anyway. But like, I remember the very first time I connected with Anna through Zoom, like through like in person, like the closest we can get to in person without one of us, you know, being in each other's country. I just remember feeling like, oh, she's a fucking angel, man. Like that's a pure angel. She's just pure energy. She's just, oh, I love you, Anna. I'm feeling you too. I'm here for you too. It's just, Anna has an energy that's so angelic, and even though I'm an angel and most of you that are on here are earth angels, that's why we found each other on here together. Light workers, you know, you might be a light worker and or earth angel, or maybe you're a light worker but not an earth angel. Either way, you hold and possess empathy, and that's your superpower. And thanks, Anna, I love you too. And you know, it's just, we all possess different skill sets, and Anna just is pure love, man. She's just pure love. She's pure fucking love. She's pure love. It's really beautiful. It's really magical. And she has shadow just like the rest of us. Of course she does. It would be crazy to say she doesn't. Also, 855 is an angel number they want us to work with. We have angel number 1133 is our angel number for today, but also for the month. Blessed May. May is gone. Thank you, May, and welcome June. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. I mean, you know, they told us that in the new moon in Gemini reading, and the same with June. It's like we're just going to start seeing progressing, moving forward, how powerful we all are, and why we're here, and why I needed to exhibit exhibit A. I feel like Pee Wee Herman, right? Like why you guys all had to, you know, be a part of my little mental breakdown. I guess one, to let you know I'm okay, but two, to let you know that you're okay too. And you know, we have a great love. We have a great capacity for love, but we also are fucking human, and we are very fragile in a lot of ways. Today, I was connected with I don't know if you guys know consciousness evolution. Dee, she's like one of my favorite readers of all time. But Dee and her daughter Kiri and I have connected on much deeper and different levels. And I was really blessed to, I never met them in person either, but there was a period of time where spirit really drew us together when Carrie was kind of building her little spiritual empire. And I saw what Dee saw, which is how powerful and special her daughter was. And, you know, so we were kind of like her little cheerleaders to help get her channel going and stuff. And, I don't know, just we just connected on a really cool level. And so today I was setting up for this and spirit called me, like literally, like I didn't even press it. All of a sudden I just saw a reading starting and I saw people talking and it was a live reading. It was a live chat. And I was like, oh shit. And long story short, Dee was on there and I ended up having like this really cool moment with her and welcome, welcome, welcome. And it was so fucking crazy. I had to share this with you guys because you brought up the dog bite thing. Is I didn't say anything about anything except for her. I was just like, hey, I'm like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm like, spirit drew me to be here. She just put 3 hearts. I was like, no big deal. Like, people are talking to her. She's got over 100 and something people already. Like the second she started, you know, she's got like, I think almost 500,000 subscribers. So, she starts telling us in the live chat that her neighbor gave her, or somebody gave her a kitten. I think, oh, Carrie gave her a kitten because Dee hasn't been doing very well. So I've been sending her healing energy. Please send Dee some healing energy. When I looked down, it was 11:44. I've also been seeing 11:33, 11:44, and 11:55 everywhere. Have you guys? Feel free to comment below if you have as well. Because of course now when I look up, it's going to be 11:55. But it was so wild because she's talking about a fucking kitten in one moment. And then the next moment I said, hey, Dee, you know, I was like, you know, sending you like healing energy or whatever I said, you know, I was just like, what's up, sister? You know, we always say sister to each other, you know, to fellow light workers. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anna. There, you know, we look out for each other and there's something really special about that. I mean, this happens to me all the time. Like, even if I've never even met a reader or never even looked at their reading, but spirit calls me to go on their channel and they'll have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And for some reason, like I'll get it right when it starts and I'll say something and then I end up like chatting with them. And it's so interesting. It's like spirit just wants us to know that it's like, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have or if you're famous or like, none of that shit fucking matters, man. None of that shit fucking matters. It's like we are just connecting and we're starting to connect on a different level, in different realms and different spheres. We're starting to feel it. We all are connecting in our dreams. We're starting to see beyond the lines, that, you know, that there's no timelines, and we're really starting to see it and understand it. So while I'm out of nowhere, I'm like chatting about Dee's health, and Dee says, hey, Lula, or something like that. She's like, my neighbor brought a puppy to me and told me I should take it or something. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at it a few times because I'm like, was she talking to me or was she just like talking to everybody? And I'm like, no, she specifically like came back and like wrote this whole thing to me about her neighbor giving her a puppy. And I said, Dee, you're freaking me the fuck out. I'm like, that's so crazy. I'm like, I got bit by a dog this week. I'm like, my familiar who passed, you know, on the 31st, after 13 years together, told me at the end that it was time for me to get a dog. And I'm like, and I fucking got bit by a fucking dog this week. And I didn't just get bit by a dog, but I got bit by a dog that I was looking at and a dog that my family raised. It was literally half German Shepherd and half Belgian Malinois. And they're the parents are a German Shepherd and a Belgian Malinois. I don't know if I'm saying it right. And though I love the way that the Belgians look, I just get this really like unstable vibe from them that I can't explain, that every time I see them, you know. So all these things about me getting bit and whatever. And then Dee fucking comes back and I'm like, she's got all these people talking to her. And I'm like, why is she talking to me? But something came to her and I trust it because when I was, you know, coming into my gifts and stuff, and I was in my, what I used to call my baby witch, she was one of the people that I really like she really helped me come into my gifts. So she comes back and she goes, well, maybe it's time for you to get a puppy. And I was like, what the fuck? And after the dog bit me, one of the things that came through was I feel like the three of those dogs are like a fucking loaded gun waiting to happen. And I feel like that dog that bit me needs to get out of that family, needs to get out of that mix. And I said to Spirit, is that my dog? Should I help them, you know, foster it? Like, I'm not going to say anything to them about anything until I know 100%. But my gut was kind of telling me that they need to separate that dog from because the other dogs actually, like the German Shepherd, seriously, like if she was like a human mom, like I saw her face like, oh no, like, no, son, no. Like, I swear to God, because you know how I can, even like when I'm going through a trauma and all that, it's like you have to look at it. Here I was with 3 large dogs because he's not a puppy anymore. He's like 2 or 3. So I've got 3 large dogs and 2 parents and 2 littles. I think 5 and 7 or 8 the boy was. So they're somewhere in there. And I've got all of this happening at once while we're in this patch of tall grass, which is why, you know, but from across the grass, the dog that bit me, I swear to God, they looked at me like, hey, like they knew me, like a happy face. And then when they ran, that's why I went down, because I was like, hey, you guys, like they were running towards me. And I've always been really good with dogs. And all 3 of the dogs, I mean, looking back on it, it was like in slow motion, it was like a fucking movie, you know, like dandelions flying through the air. It's summer, we're a bunch of fucking hippies playing in the grass. You know what I mean? Like everything was fine. And then when the dog got close to my face, it was like, I looked him, I go, oh, hello. And his nose was like right in my face. And then I saw it. I saw him turn. I saw him turn. And so it was, I'm like, when I said the dog was sentient, I really do feel like something happened, almost like the dog saw maybe a past life that it had. Maybe it saw that was a little afraid of Belgian Malinois. I don't know. And I don't have fear around them so much, is that a lot of things that I watched, I could just see, you know, they looked a little unstable. It's like pit bulls. Pit bulls are so gentle and so loving and so wonderful. I've only had positive experiences with pit bulls. Even the pit bulls that people are like, dude, that fucking dog will rip your face off. I'm like, no, they won't. I'm like, no, they won't. No, that's the story that you're telling yourself. That's the story that's going on. But no, 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 no. Because they don't read fear. So somewhere in there, that dog and I had a moment where we what's the word, ingratiated? I was trying to say this to the dad too. Ooh, my whole body is chilled, right? Like we had this connection of fear. He was at my face. I mean, I was like bent down in the grass on my knees. He bit my fucking rotator cuff. He bit underneath my armpit, over my fucking arm and my shoulder. What hurt more than the bite was the pressure. I felt like if he wanted to, he could have snapped my fucking bone in half. 1818. By the way, there is a fly in here, and I don't even know how they got in here because I have no... Go on. Go, 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 go. Look, you can get out that way. I feel like they're trying to talk to us. Because flies go in all different directions, too. Sometimes flies go from the shadow. But anyway, but do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you can hear the fly. It's kind of tripping me out now. But the fear is just, it's palpable and it's everywhere. But the bottom line is, if that dog wanted to fuck me up, that dog could have fucked me up 20 ways from Sunday without even thinking about it. I'm about 125 pounds soaking wet. And I haven't weighed myself in a while. I may be less. I don't know. But either way, it was a big fucking dog. And it had this kind of like, it was almost like a devil dog mentality. So like maybe in another, when I looked down, it was 1922. And clearly the fly is our spirit animal. So I'm going to write that down. And the 1922 felt like a year, you know, you guys, we've talked about this before in our tribe. Like some of you, I see 1922 a lot for you guys, 1945. So some of you guys, you either were born in those years and you're still alive, and you're on this channel, or it's for some of you that had past lives. And look at the fly, calm down the second I said fly, spirit animal. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Fly, for being quiet. I appreciate that. Also, tomorrow is the first quarter moon. So, I mean, there's just all these changes. Abracadabra. That's what this episode is about. Because everything we think, everything we speak, we bring into being. Yeah, Anna says, wow, I bet you felt shocked. I was shocked. I think I was, that's why I'm saying, like, I had to take time to, like, sit down and, like, get away from all of it. The craziest part about it was that earlier, my landlord and I were working on the yard, and we were, like, in super high spirits, laughing. Like, he's like my brother from another mother. Seriously. He's, like, 3.5 years younger than me, or 3 years younger than me, somewhere around there. And we just get along really, really well. He's really cool. He's really funny. You guys would really love him. His name is Stuart. He's hilarious, but he just has a really good heart, and he really thinks about people. And he was more upset than I was. And he even said later, he goes, I think I'm more upset about this than you are. And he was like, we're going to the hospital. I'm like, no, we're not. I was like, I go, what are they going to do? They're gonna look at it. They're gonna put a bunch of fucking shit on it, and then they're gonna pump me up with antibiotics. I said, I can do all that naturally for myself. After it happened, I say this in the podcast, but after the dog bit me, everybody lost everybody got crazy. Go watch the podcast. I don't want to relive the whole thing again, but I will say this is the number one thing that's important is I said, go get the dog and bring him back here right now. Right now. And they're like, what? I think they're like, what? I'm like, yes. I'm like, they need to know that, like, this was a group effort of bullshit that this happened. Like, we all fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? But I didn't say it like that. But, like, I was basically like, after I looked back on it, I'm like, there's so many mistakes we all made. And sometimes when we feel a really good energy, it doesn't matter. Animals don't have the bullshit, that we do. They may take on the bullshit of the humans, but they don't, it's not the same. I knew if the dog sat with that and everybody was like, bad dog, or look what you did, or blah, 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 it's just another thing that wouldn't have been good for them. I felt it. 222, by the way. Hi, Baba. Baba's here. Baba's here. Baba's here. Yeah, she's really been giving me a lot of lessons through it, because I had a moment, I posted a lot of stuff about her over the weekend, and I had another deep cry because I feel like Spirit wants me to get another familiar, but I'm just not ready. Yeah, thanks, Anna. I had to bring the dog back. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking scared. I was scared. That dog, like, I mean, his snout was like a few, our eyes might have been about 6 inches apart, but his snout was so close to my face, and it was almost like something told him, do not fucking bite her face or take her face off. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like when he bit me, it was like an afterthought. He was like, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna bite you. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. But I mean, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. I mean, yeah, my shoulder hurts, but I'm a lot better than I was. A lot better. The first 24 hours, I was a little scared. Thanks, Anna. She said, you're brave, dear Lula. You know, I think that's what made me mad, is that I was like, I know I'm brave, but I'm like, fuck, like, it fucking hurt. Like, it hurt. It fucking hurt, and it made me sad. And, I love dogs so much, and I want a dog, and I've wanted a dog ever since my Asia died. I've wanted a dog. I begged Baba for 13 years, and she kept telling me no. And I just have I just know that dogs have a different empathy. Most of them. But I think what really concerns me the most about this dog is, and why I feel like I need to talk to them and see the dog again when I'm ready, is that it's a protection thing. And I don't want to judge them. I know you don't know their names or whatever, 2444, but I still don't want to, like, speak about them too much, because I don't really know them, even though I spent time with them, and my spidey sense and my bullshit barometer and like all that stuff was like around. Like, I'm not dumb, you know what I mean? Like, I felt the good and I saw the other stuff. And that's the other thing too. I think that's why the dog was so confused, because we had all just been talking about life and just everything, so there was a lot of intense energy there. I think I needed the wake up call that just because I think everybody's okay doesn't mean they are. I feel like the dog was a metaphor for people. I think my heart got broken when I sent a picture to Alder last night, and he hasn't even said anything about it. I was like, how was your birthday? Blah, blah. And they didn't really respond too much. And I was like, okay, because I wanted to talk to them about, things that needed to get done around here and things that I needed to get done for myself. And I don't know, this morning, I think I was holding a lot of anger and resentment and sadness because I'm like, who the fuck doesn't respond? Like, who the fuck doesn't respond and say, oh my gosh, are you okay? I mean, just like a natural, are you okay? Was I fishing? Not really. I kind of wanted to be honest, I wanted to tell him then because I didn't want to talk about it again on the property because I feel like I'm trying to let go of that energy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we've all moved on, but I'm sure it probably was weird for them too. They're like, he's never bit anybody. I'm like, well, if anybody was going to get bit, it's better that it was me. I'm like, trust me. I'm like, because if I was like, I don't want to put a label on things, but, people have put a label on an energy and they've been calling it Karen. But if I was somebody that was like that has been put out into the world, somebody who would sue them, put the dog down, do, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it's more like I needed time to think about it, sit with spirit about it, and they're going to be here for another few weeks. So I feel like at some point I want to talk to them about it, because I definitely feel really strongly that they either let me rehome the dog, or I may have to, say something because I can't consciously go forward and not say something because what if I was a child? It's because I'm a buck 25 at least that I could handle that. That dog was probably, I don't know, 75, 80 pounds. What if I was that little girl, 40 pounds? What if something happens? And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not putting it out there. I'm just saying, like, whenever something like that happens, it's more than just about me. So afterwards, I spoke to my landlord about it, and we just he's very intuitive as well. And he was like, man, I really didn't want to bring them back here, but he's like, they were going through a really rough time and I just really wanted to help them. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, but sometimes, I remember, if you guys remember my old landlord, Sarah, she was very wise. And she was one of the ones that really got me to stop over helping, because sometimes we over help. So everything happens for a reason. So I'm not 100% yet what is meant to happen or how we're meant to move forward. But I feel like either he needs to commit to training them better, separating them. Those are kind of his two choices, because I feel like it's my human decency to, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because yes, I'm really touched, and there's a lot of reasons why I think that could have happened, but I mean, I kneeled down as 3 large dogs were running towards me. Clearly, I felt okay. What if I was a kid or an adult that's terrified of dogs and they pick up on that? Because all they pick up on is the fear. So they're not sure if the fear means that this person is going to attack their family. So they're going to attack first. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everything happens for a reason. Everything. Everything. And the most unpleasant things that happen to us are the things that have to be negotiated through our psyche bit by bit, you know? Like I said, I mean, I haven't seen them, and I feel like when the time is right, we'll talk, but I was like, you know, I don't want anyone to get in trouble. I don't want any animals to be put down. That is like not me at all. I will fight for the animal, you know. But I said to them, I'm like, this, I feel like this is a warning for you. And I feel like it's much deeper than that. I think, you know, just because the family came together, you know, I kept feeling this kind of like odd man out. And I've been watching this show from, it started in 2016. I didn't know it was that old, but it's called You, Me, Her. And it's shot in Portland, which is really interesting because, you know, I lived in Portland for 6 years, Oregon, and the polyamory thing was like a really big thing there. So I thought it was kind of brilliant. And the show was actually really beautiful, really well done. I watched all 5 seasons while I had nothing to do for 3 days. It was kind of cool. I was like, Spirit, if I have to sit here and heal, you better give me something entertaining. And it was, I've never seen it free on YouTube. So that was really cool. I got to watch all 5 seasons. There was like 10 episodes per season. So I watched 50 episodes, but it was super good. And it was like the bottom line of the story is that when you love each other, you love each other. Love is love. But sometimes it's really difficult to get 3 people or 3 animals or 3 anything to kind of come together, because a lot of times there's going to be one that feels like the odd person out, especially if, let's just say, you know, like the 2 dogs felt very grounded and centered to me. They didn't come after me. They didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't go to a pack mentality. And that's what normally happens. And that's what is very, very scary when you keep a big, when you have 2 or more dogs or 2 or more pack-like animals, herd-like animals. Horses do the same thing. You know, they're going to protect. I can go through everything, you know, lions, you know what I mean? Like when there's that kind of like pack family, you know, den, whatever the energy is, if everybody is not feeling good and grounded and solid, there's going to be someone who's insecure, who's imbalanced, who's not good, who is going to push the buttons or try too hard or overhelp to feel loved, to feel wanted, to feel a part of something. And the more after they brought the dog back, they started to tell me a little bit more about the dog. That's when I found out he was the baby. Then I'm watching the dog being babied by the family, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, this dog there are so many things that are happening. I was like, there were so many things that were happening. And apparently I'm meant to share these stories with you for a reason. Um, you know, and maybe some of you are in some type of, maybe you're in a throuple situation, maybe you're in a family dynamic situation where there's 3 of you, you know, maybe you're in a situation with your family and there's like a new person coming in, a spouse, a significant other, a partner that's feeling like the odd person out. You know, that's the only thing I could think of, because this is really it. I keep seeing the number 3. And interestingly enough, today, because it's June 1st, is a 7 day. And it's episode 4. But it's also new beginnings. And 7, you know, like the end of the week, the beginning of a cycle. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we have 7 days. I mean, there's so many things that come in sevens. I can literally like rattle them off, right? But when we are working with spirit closely and working with the connection of nature, we will start to see why things are the way they are. I mean, I really needed to take a break. Did I want it to go down that way? Not really. But I was allowing myself and, you know, my work trade situation. I've been trying to avoid a lot of my personal pain with Baba, my personal pain with my separation, with my marriage. Like I've just, you know, I just dove into working on the yard, working on my house inside and out, doing readings for you guys. You know what I mean? Like all of these things to try and avoid the inevitable and to avoid the pain. I mean, honestly, there are parts of me right now that I want so badly to just fucking go away from the situation, away from Alder, away from these people, away from this, you know what I mean? Like, but I feel like it's all happening for a reason. And I haven't 100% got to the bottom of it yet. But I know, like with Alder this morning, I was just like, I just don't want it anymore. I try and 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 they were reciprocating for a long time, but they're not reciprocating. And I think when you get to a point where you're like, you know, you're a day late and a dollar short is like basically like what I've been feeling lately. And Anna, I did see your email. I won't share it publicly, but like I know you've been going through a lot of stuff. I'm quite sure all of us are going through things with our personal lives, and you know, the more powerful we are, the greater everything's gonna be. You know, because we weren't here to play small. You know, we weren't brought here to play small. We were brought here to, you know, change the world, to bring about the new earth energy. That is our purpose. That's why we are here. Sacred Sunday came together because Spirit wanted us to connect with each other at least once a week. You know, for me, you know, with you guys, like when you can, you show up. When you can't, you can't, you know, and it's all good. And there's a very unique thread that is woven between all of us, no matter where we are on this planet Earth. And I know for myself, like my nerves are really shot, and I feel like I need to do something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like this month some big changes have to happen. Like I feel that, and I know I put it out into the new moon in Gemini. I was like, this is what I need. This is what I want. Last time I saw Alder before his birthday, you know, I gave him a little something, and I kind of, you know, I was like, I love you forever, but at the same time, I have to do what's right for me, and I have to do what's healthy for me. A lot of people are in dysfunction right now, and a lot of people are ungrounded, self-centered. The divine masculine is, wow, it's intense. It's intense. And you know, I was really angry with Spirit the other day because I was like, I'm the one that initiated him leaving last year. I'm like, did I fuck it up? Did I fuck everything up? Did I ruin everything? Did I? Oh man, the woulda, coulda, shouldas were eating me alive as I sat here in my pool of like sadness and despair and fear and all of the earthly human feelings of the pain and the suffering that I've endured of 50 plus fucking years. And you know what? We're all going through it. The bottom line is we are all feeling this way in a different way, in a different capacity. Because even if you're in like la 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 la, like Smurfville, like everything's fine, well, that's fine. You can keep pretending like it's fine. But when it's not fine, you will understand where we're coming from. You know what I mean? Because you have to get through it to get to it. There is no other way. And abracadabra, the actual, whether you look at it through Hebrew or Aramaic, the whole entire baseline for the word abracadabra is I will create as I speak. I create like the word, meaning like everything you say and you think is like, it's like basically in your mind, you're thinking it, but in your mind, you have the power. We have the power Thank you, Anna. Anna said she's feeling it too. We have the power individually. We have the power to change the thought. When I looked down, it was 40. Oh, it's episode 4. Right? Because herein lies the difference. Okay? And this is the challenge that's put before us before we dive into these cards. This is the challenge that's put before us. Is when we're in that sadness and the hurt, they want us to work through it. But then we have to go in and say to ourselves, but I don't know what they're going through. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea just because Alder doesn't want to talk to me about his birthday, it's like, that's my ego that's sad. That's like, oh my gosh, like, why doesn't he want to talk to me? Why doesn't he want to tell me about his birthday? I mean, I understood why he didn't want to be with me on his birthday. I understood that. He's going through a lot of heavy stuff. So I understood that, sometimes I've spent birthdays by myself. It's really powerful, actually, to spend a whole birthday by yourself. But I don't know what they went through. I know they did some, spirit and plant medicine while they were out there. Maybe they're not ready to talk about it just because I asked them about it, That's my loving heart that's coming in. I wore my green t-shirt today. I'm like, to bring the heart chakra energy in, because that is the hardest thing for us right now, is to look beyond the shadow, look beyond the pain, look beyond the suffering, and go to the belly of it. I don't want to give too much away about the show I just watched in case you ever watch it, but the whole show is about them breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, because our relationships evolve and we change. And we also sometimes listen too much to what other people say. And most people that give you advice are giving you advice from a place of fear and pain of if it was them. You know what I mean? So when in the show, their challenge is like, people are like, there's no way you guys like can really all three love each other equally. There's no way you guys can actually really like live together as a married, couple, throuple, and have children and like live a quote unquote normal life. They're like, there's no way you can do that. And so every person that needled in their fucking 2 cents and planted their seeds of doubt, their own personal seeds of doubt, then it started to grow and fester in each individual until, it was like all of them had moments where they would break up with the throuple because they were like, this isn't working for me, or this doesn't, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line of all of it is love. So am I frustrated with my marriage right now? Yes. Am I angry and frustrated at him? Not really. What I'm angry and frustrated with is I just want my best friend back. I miss him. I don't miss his shadow. I don't miss the person that doesn't give a fuck about what happens to me. Can't even muster up a little, oh, I'm sorry, or not. And honestly, it's like, it wasn't about the fishing part. It's like, I think because I was surprised that he didn't respond to when I sent him the picture of the dog bite. I was more like, because I thought he'd be like, oh shit, like, and I was gonna be like, I know. I'm like, I wanted to be like, but it's cool, because I never know what's going to happen around here. He's coming to work on the property, and I don't know who's going to be here or what's going to happen. And I didn't want to kind of like revisit it or talk about it again, because that tends to, you know what I mean? Like, bring things up. And here I am trying to control the situation. I just heard myself. But either way, I think that's the part that I'm just tired of, because my landlord wasn't reaching out every day just because he was like, please don't sue me. You know what I mean? I know that genuinely, like, after it happened, he was like, what can I do for you? Can I take, you know what I mean? And then I was like, are you sure? Do you want me to stay on the property tonight? Because he had other plans. And I was like, no. I'm like, dude, like, go. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm like, I will call an ambulance. I'm like, the other neighbors are here. I'm like, all is well, But it's just like, and then like, he wasn't feeling good, and he's like, hey, now I'm down for the count. And I was like, I was like joking. I was like, I guess we're overachievers. Oh, when I looked down, it was 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, I was like, I guess we're overachievers together. I was like being funny, and I was like, maybe this is spirit's way of telling us that we need to slow the fuck down, you know? But it was just really nice. And so all of a sudden I was like, I'm like, my own landlord like is like checking up on me and sending me messages or whatever. And I'm like, and my own partner doesn't even send me anything, not an even emoji, not you know, nothing. And I was like, what the fucking fuck? And I said, I'm done, spirit. I am done. I am done. I'm like, I don't want that in my life. It just feels sad to me. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad to be around Alder. It makes me sad. Like it's almost like we died, but we're just like carrying around our dead carcasses, you know? It's like I don't know how to explain it. It just feels wrong, and I don't want him in my life. I don't want him around me. I don't want to be connected to him anymore. And then spirit was like, remember what today is. And I was like, what? And they're like, abracadabra. And then like Pink's just say I'm sorry. It's not the hardest thing to do. Just say you're wrong sometimes. When I looked down, it was 46, which is 10, which is endings, right? It's about ending an old like chapter and starting a new one. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but I do kind of feel like I support everybody on their journey of where they are, but it doesn't mean that I have to be on their journey with them where they are. And I feel like it's the same for you. Let people be on their journey, especially for some of us that have gone through like addictions or people with addictions. It's like it takes years, and I mean years, to really fucking turn that boat around and get straight and get sober. And it is something that people have to do on their own or with a community that is going through them with it at the same time, or going, you know what I'm saying? And it's easy for us to want to like stay there or be there or support them. But the truth is, this is the time, like I said to spirit, I'm like, I don't know what I'm meant to do or what's going to happen next. I'm like, but I just know for my own personal, like whatever, I'm like, I need to start doing things differently. I don't know what that means or what that looks like or whatever, but I feel like I need to start doing things differently. And I feel like this is a wake-up call for all of us. It's time for us to start doing things differently, in a way with focus and intention. You know, right now we are in the waxing crescent energy, right? We in the new moon in Gemini, we set our intentions out into the universe and we're like, this is what we want, and we've been working on them. Tomorrow is the first quarter moon, and it's about taking action. So it's actually really interesting because Alder's coming here tomorrow. Yeah, it is. Thank you so much. Anna said it's hard that Alder doesn't respond. I'm like, I know. It's like I'm fucking human. You know what I mean? I'm still human here. I'm flesh and blood. And beyond that, I'm an earth angel that's like a loving light being, bringing the love here. So like, you know, and I know that he knows that, like, that I'm a telepathic medium too, and how connected we are. So it's like I know that it's called withholding, and it's a form of control. And I've brought this up to him before. Like, the interesting thing is we were like so close to like bringing Alder to like where he needed to be, and like in terms of like bringing him into who he really is, like his, what he's meant to do here, his path, his purpose, all that. And last year was supposed to be like a minute for him to take a beat, to like, you know, shed that last like part of him, that asshole side that like doesn't give a fuck about anybody but his fucking self. And that's harsh. I don't fucking care. I don't care if you know me and you're like, oh my gosh, Lily, being so harsh, you're gonna look back on this video. I'm like, oh no, I'll look back on this video and in 5 minutes I'll be sad that I said this out loud and aired my dirty laundry. But you know what? I don't care, because this is what I'm trying to say to you. I am madly, viciously, absolutely, positively in love with him. I want him with me until the day that my eyes are closed on this earth, but I cannot take one more moment of feeling invisible, slighted, controlled. I'm done. And I feel like tomorrow is where I'm going to take action and be like, you know what? This is what needs to change right now, or like, do not like show up here anymore. Like, I will figure my shit out. I will figure it out. I will figure it out. I always have. I always will, you know. I have you guys, you know what I mean? Like, I have my community of people. I got about $50 to my name right now, but you know what? I don't care. Which, speaking of, Anna, if you can get your money back from the PayPal, remember the reason why I took the PayPal link off is I can't figure out how to get into that account. And I don't remember the password. And every time I try and do it, it knocks me out. And it's too hard for me to get through to the PayPal people to try and change it. So I feel like I meant to just not use that account. I feel like remember I said, like you said, it was mine and Alder's, like either it's meant for like further down the line or whatever, but like I heard to tell them, they told me to tell you, like, get your money back. Yeah, get your money back. Like, let me know if it costs you a fee though, you know, because maybe you're meant to keep it there, but I'm like, it's just, I'd rather you spend it on yourself, or you know what I mean? Or like put it, I don't know how much it was. I couldn't even tell you. I can't see it because see, it starts with Google, and that email account, I can't get it back. And I have to get on the phone with somebody. It's a fucking nightmare. And then, that's the one thing. And then it's PayPal. I thought I remembered the code to get it in, but I couldn't figure it out. So anyway, long story short, until I figure it out, or Spirit doesn't want me to figure it out because they don't want me to have any money going in there, they had me create it. So maybe it's for further down the line. I hope so. I always have hope for Alder and I. I will always hold hope that Alder and I will find our way back to each other. It's just, you know, I do believe he is my Bashert, but right now, I'm just like, I need to do what I need to do for me, because clearly he keeps doing what's good for him and doesn't give a fuck what happens to me. Doesn't care about my emotions, doesn't care about my feelings, that's why I wanted him to leave, because he was slipping into it again last year. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm like, it started like when we first moved out of the cabin, and it just started to get progressively worse. And now I'm just like, I just love myself too much. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely fucking love myself. I love myself so much that I won't put up with it anymore. Like, it takes seconds to just say, you know, oh, I'm, you know, whatever. Like, even if you responded, if you like I sent that last night, and then today I was just like letting him know, you know, I was trying to figure out if he was coming here because I was doing Sacred Sunday, because where he's going to be working is literally all around the house, so where I live. And so obviously I can't hear a weed whacker if I'm doing this with you guys, you know. And you know, we were texting back and forth, nothing, like, wow, I saw the picture, nothing. I think there is something really fucking wrong with you deep down in your soul. If you like, I mean, obviously there's so much pain and suffering, and you can hear how angry I am, right? And anger is just the opposite of love. So it's like, I'm angry, and I feel like it's probably not a good idea for us to spend a lot of time together, because next week is the full moon in Sagittarius, which his moon is in Sagittarius, and I'm a triple Sag, and it can go really good or it can go really bad. And right now I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And now I'm like, you know what? I have free will here, right? Right, Spirit? Like, I have free will. Good. I'm like, well, my fucking free will is I'm done. My free will is that, like, I'm just done. That's my ego. That's my human. That's my scorned heart. Now let me tell you about my love in my heart. My love in my heart is in pain for him, because I personally can't understand why people do or say the things they do. But it's not for me to know. I had something happen recently where I was like, oh my God, where just people don't get it, you guys. Like, some people, they are just so fucking full of themselves. They are so full of themselves. They're so full and wrapped up in their own pain and suffering. It's as if they're living in a tornado of pain and suffering, that they can't see you, they can't hear you. It's like you don't exist. But it's not personal. See, I'm taking it personally because I was hurt. I'm taking it personally because he's the person that I would have talked to about this. I'm taking it personally because it happened in my right arm, my right shoulder, which is my strong arm, which you guys know I live off grid. I have to get the big 5-gallon thing of water out to put in you know what I mean? Like all the things I have to do, I barely, like, the mice came back because I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Because I had to leave some stuff in the sink. I couldn't get water. And I was angry. I was like, you know what? I had no one to fucking here to take care of me. You know, yes, Stuart offered to help me and take care of me. And I bet if I was like, dude, can you come out here and help me? Or I bet if I messaged him and said, can you ask the family on the other side of the farm if they can come and help me? He would have been like, are you kidding me? My dog bit you. Please let me help you, you know? But I'm not a victim. I just was like, you know what? This is what I decided. By the way, when I looked down, it was 55:22. Um, I just was like, you know what? Maybe I just need a full-on break. Yesterday, I could have scattered more garlic last night. I was going to, but I was like, no, I think it's cool. I think it's going to be okay. I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? But luckily, my shoulder felt better today. I took 3 solid days off of my shoulder and I was able to, it hurt, but I still did it. And it's good because I got to start working it back. I started working with my shoulder today. So I'm not just mad at Alder. I'm mad at everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at anybody. And I'm not mad at myself. I'm not, you know, it's like, have you guys ever seen Mommy Dearest? Where she's like mad at her housekeeper because the housekeeper was told that she has to move everything out of the way. She can't just vacuum around things or mop around things. And Joan Crawford, you know, was known for being kind of psycho and controlling. I'm sorry, but that's like the best way I can describe her. You know, there are different things that say Mommy Dearest was literally written, or what was made by her daughter Christina, wrote the book about her mom. So because she's like, everybody thinks my mom is like America's sweetheart and darling. She's like, my mom's a vicious psychopath and evil and blah blah blah. So but there's this scene where she's so like rigid with her thinking and her controlling that she comes home and she's like, oh, you did the floor. She's like, thank you. You know, I think, or she's like being nice to her, the housekeeper. She's like, oh, everything looks great. And she's like, you moved the plants, right? And she was like, and you could see the lady is like terrified, and she moves the plant and she's like, Helga, you know, she's like, what have I told you? She's like, you have to move the plants. And she like gets all crazy. And then Helga's like, and she's like, get down here with me and clean it or whatever. And it's just like all fucking, it's just like, we're just way off like crazy about it, right? And afterwards, she's like, she calms down, she gets her craziness out, and she's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the dirt. But it's like, the whole thing is like, but the dirt is like a metaphor. You know what I mean? For like she doesn't know how to control her emotions, which was what made her such a great actress. But when she wasn't on screen and she had to deal with people on a real level, you know, it's like all the trauma from her childhood or her relationships or whatever, it's like she took it out on everybody else. And that's what I feel like is happening with not just Alder, but like a lot of people right now in our lives are not handling their emotions very well, or they're not handling their emotions at all, which is also probably why I was on took you on a roller coaster ride of my emotions for the last hour. This is not how I saw this going whatsoever, but you know, it all happens for a reason, you know? I mean, Anna could have just as easily, you know, asked about the dog bite and I could have been like, I'm fine, you know what I mean? And we'd be somewhere else, but this is where this needed to be, because I feel like there are so many people who are just not fucking dealing with their emotions and not facing their emotions, or afraid to speak their truth to the people that they love in fear of what will come forward in their emotions or lack thereof. And I feel like I definitely feel like the reason why I put that out to Alder was because I really wanted to know how he would respond. It sounds fucked up, but it kind of gives me like the trigger of like, I know where he's at by, and it's not being manipulative. It's because he is a triple Gemini and his moon's in Sag. Anna says, it's okay, Lula. My heart is open and ears. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. You know, it's like because I that's one of the reasons why I asked him to leave last year, because of his instability. I couldn't take it anymore. It was like every day was like playing with a toddler with a loaded gun. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was like, you need to get that fucking shit straight, because it's and I shouldn't say every day, but it had become every day. And we had both been working on ourselves for so long. And the truth is, once and I noticed that once he stopped doing therapy is when it started again. When he's in therapy, it's everything's negotiable and it's really awesome, and he's malleable, and it's great because he's air and he needs to be able to be malleable, you know? But it's interesting that looking at his chart and everything, he'll say things to me like, this is who I am. I'm like, according to your birth chart, no, it's not. Like, you are so far removed from who you actually are, and I can see who he actually is, and that's why it's been so hard. It's like some days I can handle it, and he can feed me, he can spoon feed me bullshit all day fucking long, and I can take it because I know it has nothing to do with me, and I can love him anyway. But there are times where I'm just like, you know what? What about me? What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough. Now I want my share. Can't you see? I want to live, but you just take more. You just take more. You just take more than you give. And when I looked down, it was 101:28, and his birthday's the 28th. Isn't that interesting? So, and 11/11 is our thing and our wedding anniversary. So that's interesting. So I'm going to leave it there. And again, I didn't air out our laundry to be a dick or to make me feel better or whatever, because it doesn't make me feel better to talk about it. What makes me feel better is to stop hiding the pain, stop acting like it doesn't bother me. We have to stop acting like it doesn't bother us. Abracadabra, bitches, right? Like, Spirit's like, abracadabra, bitches, what you say you put out into the world. So I put out love. I put out hope. I put out happiness. That's why I brought the dog back. I didn't want everybody to feel bad. I didn't want it, whatever. Like, all that, everything had to happen exactly the way it happened. Everything. You know what's really interesting? Is the only animal that ever hurt me really bad was Bubba, and now this dog. And these people lived here. So, like, I don't know, somehow I have some tie to this dog. So I'm either going to help him reconnect to their owner, or it's my dog. I don't know. I know that sounds bizarre, but there's definitely something going on right now that is really hard for me to kind of fully wrap my mind around. But I know that I'm in the process of figuring it out. So with that being said, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'm going to drink some water, and then we are going to pull some cards. So Anna, if you want to stay here and just like chill until I come back on, or, come back, check and see. How you guys will know I'm gone is or I should say, how you guys will know I'm back is that this box will be gone. I'll leave it here for now. Okay, I'll leave it here for now, and I'll give you some scrying. How about that? Wee. But I'm going to take a break, just a few minutes. I'm just going to go to the bathroom, just kind of recompose myself, recenter, regroup, and then we're going to dive into this reading, and all is well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, it's going to keep going because it doesn't have a pause button. So I'm just going to turn the microphone off, and I'll see you there. Anna and all those who popped on, thank you so much. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for holding space for me. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so you chill. Awesome. And I will be back in just a few minutes. I love you. I'll see you soon. All right. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Anna, I should have had you do this before I started, but we can kind of do it together. If you feel like it, can you do me a favor and look up fly spirit animal? They have this new thing now where it's like an AI generated, so it'll just give you like a synopsis. And I was going to say, do you know if you know how to copy and paste it, or if you just want to give us a few keywords? I was looking through some of my books really quickly to see if I had some fly spirit medicine, and I know I have it in one of my, sorry, I'm trying to move around on my bed. I know I have it on, hello, welcome back, everybody, welcome back. I know I have it somewhere, but I feel like I meant to ask somebody to look it up. So if you feel like it, Anna, look up fly spirit animal or spirit medicine or whatever you want to, yeah, if you feel like it. If you don't, no worries. There's literally no pressure. But I thought to myself, you guys know, like, I mean, it was a big fly too. And it was like, it was kind of pesky. But it just like left. So I definitely feel like we're meant to work with it. I don't know how it got in here and it just kind of left. So also, Toad the Wet Sprocket wanted to come in, which is really awesome because that means that we're probably going to do some more individualized readings as well. I'm definitely going to put a timestamp on this because though I don't regret, I'm okay. Thank you so much for asking. You know, I don't regret what happened. Of course, I took a few minutes, you know, you guys know, oh, and I looked down as 11111. Let me put it this way. I do my best not to talk about people when they're not present without permission. But the only alder that would mind me talking about him is his shadow. Because there have been many times, you guys know, that I have discussed my relationship and Spirit has urged me to do so that people can see, you know, like what, you know, that we all have issues, we all have problems, you know, kind of thing. But also to learn from our experiences because we are on a twin flame journey. So, and also to show people that it's not, that it's awesome. Yes, but it's not easy. And so we would always speak about the hard times and the shitty things we did. I mean, you guys know, I mean, we had one of the episodes where Alder spoke about when he tried to kill himself and all that happened. You know what I mean? Like, so the only time he would feel sad or whatever would be shame, basically. And I know that at his core, he would be okay with me talking about us, but right now, I don't know. But I feel like for me, you know, I look at things as every single solitary thing happens for a reason. So that being said, and I believe that it's true, then, you know, even when we have days like this, you know, yes, it's Sacred Sunday, but shit happens. You know, we don't have a little time clock that's like, oh, it's Sacred Sunday at noon. We all have to be perfect now. We all have to be on our best spiritual behavior. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not reality. It's just not reality. And so, you know, I think the more real we are with ourselves and each other, the easier it's going to be to walk through this journey together and to heal together. And, you know, I still have faith and hope. I feel like for right now, I need to just not be around him. And maybe it's just the energy, you know, because I'm a moon baby and, you know, I'm a triple Sag and the moon in Sagittarius is coming up. So it's like, it's no holds barred. I'm sure the readings for the next few weeks are probably going to be intense. So I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, not sorry. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. So Anna is doing her best to look up the fly spirit medicine. And I went to open the deck, but this was on the bottom. So, you know, I always like to show the novice. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. So that's interesting. Number 5, which is about change and transformation. So this is one of the messengers of the Avalon, the novice. I'm going to bring it out, even though I didn't pull the energy out or do my little thing. I'll do it now. But I feel like this is a very important moment for all of us. Also, is it just me, or do you notice like that their outfit, like they had me put the globe there in a certain way? Like, do you notice their outfit and like everything from like the little branch thing here going through here, through their outfit? It's like, it almost looks like the card kind of melted into the bubble. Do you see it? The Glinda the Good Witch bubble back there. Oh, there's so much magic. I cracked that the other day. I had to tape it before I used it today, but that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. I just said it. I want to get some of that gold stuff to put in there to seal it and make it really cool and strengthen it. So I feel like the novice is perfect. It kind of ties into everything that happened in the first hour, which was that, you know, I'm a novice too, right? Like I'm a new crone. I'm a new elder. Even though I have done this and I've always been this in all of my lifetimes, I didn't do this all the time. I just started working as a medium in my 40s. I had other jobs, I had other lives, I did other things. You know, I went through the awakening process just like everybody else, you know, and I feel like in a way we are all novices right now. We're all at the beginning, the precipice of a brand new chapter, a brand new part of our lives. And it's scary and it feels unsteady and ungrounded and scary. And that's where the fear is. That's the fear. Oh, when I looked out, I saw 1122 and it didn't even exist there. That's crazy. I mean, it did, but it didn't. You know what I mean? There was a 6 in between. So our angel number today is 1133, but also 1144 came through, and then that was 1122. So maybe you're seeing angel numbers. Maybe you're seeing signs for things as well. Feel free to share below if you are. I feel like we're just all going through it. None of us are not going through it right now. We are all novices because this is the first time that Earth has ever gone through something like this. This is the first time humanity has gone through something like this. No matter whether we've done this in other lifetimes, other planets, other places, other dimensions, timelines, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So we have to be kind and gentle to ourselves. See, like when I'm working with spirit like this, it's like I can look back at my own personal shit for the first hour and be like, oh man, like I can look at her and go, it's okay. You got this. You know, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that are happening right now. We have to work through our emotions. We have to express them when they show up. For some of you, you're a novice, or the person that you're dealing with is a novice. Oh, listen to that. With their emotions. Maybe you're just starting to really hear that for the first time. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're somebody who's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. But now you're really starting to feel it. You're starting to hear things differently. You're starting to see things differently. Your gifts are coming in at a different path, at a different pace. I feel like this, look at this. But I feel like some of you are feeling restricted. You're feeling restriction. Ooh, they had me put it over the apophyllite. So you're feeling restricted in your gifts. You're feeling restricted in your connection to spirit. It's interesting too, because the novice is number 5, which is about change and transformation. Restriction is number 35, which when you add it together is the number 8. But interesting to me, oh, thanks, Anna. Anna got the fly information. I'm going to get that in just a second. Thank you. You're awesome. Okay. Because I feel like you know, everything happens for a reason. So I'm going to finish this, then I bet it's going to tie in. So restriction is interesting to me because it's the number 5. But it's not like, I mean, they could have put a Roman numeral 5. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's not. Like, I feel like it's almost like windows, and they'll probably have me read the card, but they'll probably, or excuse me, when you look at this, it looks like a window with like a bar across it, you know, like in the city when people bar their windows, or sometimes people do in the suburbs now, like restriction, keep out. But it's really the number 5, because you know when you're counting things, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put a slash through it, so you know it's a 5, so you can count it easily when you get back to it. You know what I mean? So I think it's interesting that restriction is in front of the novice, almost like you feel like you're being restricted somewhere in your life, right? And feel free to comment below. And we're going to get back to that because we're going to read. Okay, so Anna brought us, a fly frequently appearing near you means that you need to get rid of the negativity around you. If there are flies in the house, it is because someone needs moments of reflection, letting go of bad feelings that are harming them. The person who has negative, oh, this is so good. The person who has negative spiritual energy attracting the flies is certainly in a very difficult phase, being always tense. Oh my gosh. Number 1, spiritual forces. Number 2, intuition. Number 3, negative energy in your area. Number 4, unclean environment. Number 5, hold on, what does that say? Number 5, things will be better soon. And number 6, focus on yourself. Look at that, you guys. So see, that wasn't just about me. That was like about all of us. You know, we're all going through some form of this fly medicine. But I mean, for me, it was like on the nose of what I just said, of everything I've been going through, and my house. Like my house needs a deep cleaning, and I know that. And I've just been like so tired. I've been like working on the outside, working on, you know, the inside, but more on like prevention of critters. And I sounds crazy, but like I don't want to vacuum because I've just been like picking things up, because there's so much stuff that I put in the carpet that I don't want to vacuum it up, like garlic, you know, and things like that, that I feel like that's what's been keeping them at bay. But I feel like for me personally, that's the one that stood out to me. Yes, I need all 6 of those things are going on with me, but like that's something that has been bugging me. And I feel like the fly was trying to tell me that. So do you guys, what was the fly telling you? You know, feel free, like anything when I read any of that. Thank you, Anna. Oh my gosh, Anna, you're the best. See, Anna, take that money back from the PayPal and pay yourself for being here today and assisting the situation. Seriously, thank you so much. Right? Because we all take care of each other. That's how we take care of each other. So getting back to the restriction, thank you, Anna. That fly medicine is amazing. And also, if you copied and pasted it, or if you can copy and paste it, Anna, when this posts, if you don't mind, put it in the description box, and then I'll pin it so that everybody can see it. That's really awesome. But I feel like the restriction is really important, because I feel like for some people, it's like, I mean, my eyes went to the innocence part. Ooh, I want to read the book. I want to read the book. I want to read the book. I'm like, I'm feeling the book. I'm feeling the book. I really am. Because sometimes they have an insight that I'm not given. This sacred journey marker brings notice of restriction in all things. You are in a prison of your own making, or at the mercy of that which is temporarily out of reach. You aren't able to move forward constructively at this time. Be patient, pay attention to the next right action, and sooner than you know, the prison doors will swing open and you will yet again proceed to the greater goal. For now, take this opportunity to rest, taking stock of where you are and from where you've come from. Ask, how did I get here? What am I not seeing? What needs repairing? So these are the 3 questions that Spirit wants us to work with. And I will put a pin in that, and I will put that in the description box as well, or they'll have me put it in the comments. I think, Anna, I told you the description box, but I meant the comments. I'm such a dork. Anyway, this is really heavy. Like I had no idea this was going to happen this way. I try not to bring my own personal stuff. And, that's why I wanted Sacred Sunday to be like just once a week where it's like, hey, what's up, Ryan? Listen to your stuff and like help you and support you. So thank you. Once answers come, so does relief from the bondage of circumstances and mind. I feel like I just got my own fucking comeuppance in my own messages from homework. I dog-eared it and then I thought, you know what, here. This doesn't have the best focus, this camera from them. I'll put it in there. Anyway, I have to, ooh, interesting. Look at, ooh, Lula's Labyrinth just fell out. That is crazy. That is crazy. Lula's Labyrinth just fell out. So Lula Kelly, spiritual guide and writer. That's a little thing for me. I'm going to put that in there. Also, when I was going to look for the fly spirit medicine, this fell out. So I feel like we need to address it. It's musical notes and it says, and there she is, walking on air she is. So we're in Gemini season and the Gemini moon and the air energy. So I don't know who that's for. So maybe, oh, I'm happy for you if you are walking on air. That's beautiful. Because that means that you're walking effortlessly through life. And I give you a big awesomeness. Good for you. Okay. And I was like, I feel like somebody's like, tell us your secrets, but there are no secrets, right? Because we're all on our own path. So, but I just feel like that's a message for somebody that you're doing a good job. Keep going. This says an eclectic mix of conversations, performances, and experiences featuring. So I don't know. Those two things fell out. And they didn't have me read the novice, but since we're going into that, are there any messages for anybody? Does anybody have any questions or messages? Okay, one thing just flew out right on my shirt. Melt. Featuring Melt. I don't know what that is. It could be initials too. Oop, hold on. All right. Let's see. Let's see what comes out. It's really being stubborn. Maybe not a lot of messages. I heard nourishing treat, or not heard. Well, kind of. So this little piece flew out and it says, oh, blueberry, nourishing treat. Is somebody eating blueberries? Or is somebody, maybe somebody needs blueberries, or blueberries are like your favorite treat? So I just heard nourishing treat, and then that said blueberries, and then one flew over here. So small. California. Nourishing treat, blueberry, and California. So I don't know who that's for. An eclectic mix of conversations, performances, and experiences featuring, I don't know, and Melt. So a nourishing treat, Melt, and blueberry. Maybe you're somebody who works in like food, or you've been wanting to create something. Maybe Spirit's trying to inspire you to create a healthy treat. I don't know, but I'm going to see what else comes out. Okay, something else just flew out. There goes another one. Fired. Did somebody get fired from their job? I saw fired. Fired. Did somebody get fired from their job? Okay, this feels very specific. This feels very fucking specific for one person. So you're either going to watch this or you did watch this. And I was going to say, I felt something fly this way. Packaging. What is happening? Oh my gosh. And just so you know, there's a lot of shit in here, you guys. So I feel like somebody got fired from their job, and maybe this is a message for you, like novice, beginner, right? Like it's a new skill without practice. Unstable curiosity, sometimes we have to invest in ourselves, and we have to invest in, so maybe you have to make things, maybe you have to keep making things until you perfect it. Maybe you love blueberries or maybe blueberries the only thing that's close to something you like, or maybe they're just trying to say like, I love blueberries personally. I love blueberries. So maybe they're trying to say like, something that you really love, something that you're really good at. And there she is, walking on air, she is, right? In an eclectic mix of conversations among performances, experiences, featuring these melted blueberry things. Maybe you're going to get your supplies in California. Maybe your business is in California. This feels very specific. And my eyes went to this, which is purple, and it says soft and chic tencel, which is a fabric. This is an old tag. Number 37. So that could be your age. You're never too old to start something new. Maybe you're 73, but you feel like you're 37. You're never too old to start your dreams. This is a message for everybody. Tencel's a natural like fiber. It's like healthy for the environment. There's so many things coming through right now. On the other side, it says designer, cloth and stone. So now we know that's who that was. Maybe you're meant to buy their clothes. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. This could be, maybe you're a designer. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is like came out as food for somebody else, but you're a designer and they're saying, oh, my whole body's okay. I feel like somebody's trying to take over my body. Hold on. I'm telling this entity they can talk to me without trying to take over my body. Drink some water. Okay, well, you can tell me. That's okay. You can tell me. Okay, I'm hearing tell her Goldilocks. I don't know what that means. It means something to you. Tell her Goldilocks. My eyes are going to this. I'm hearing simple. Keep it simple. Maybe it is just one thing. Maybe you just sell one thing, but you sell a lot of it. And you have samples out because I saw sample too. But make the samples really small. I'm hearing like whoever this is, and look at Goldilocks. That's interesting. Nourishing treat was yellow as well. So there's something with yellow. Maybe something like maybe this means something to you or a son. I don't know who this is for. Just because you're not here doesn't mean it's not here for you. You know, when Spirit has me go live, it's like I'm channeling energies. I call upon your higher self. So I feel whoever this is, I feel like you're new as well. I feel like you're new to the tribe. Oh, Anna was eating a brownie. That's okay. Eat your brownie. Enjoy it. But no, this feels very specific. Like I'm seeing festivals and like that's why when I saw performances, conversations, like I'm, you know, if it's a farmer's market, like maybe they have live music or something, but this has been coming up for the tribe for a while. There's somebody in this tribe. I just saw mac and cheese as well. So maybe that's the yellow part. Natural though, natural grandpa says. Okay, literally I just heard, okay, it felt like a male energy that was trying to take over my body, so that would make sense. So this is a grandpa and he's saying keep it natural. You can do it natural. Investigate, I heard. Investigate. There are a lot of cheeses that that are vegan. There's a lot of different forms of vegan cheese now that you can make. You can actually make the vegan cheese yourself, or like you can make a vegan macaroni and cheese. If you want to make one with cheese, I'm just hearing like make sure you source it really well. But I feel like you're moving towards vegan, or it's something like this. This feels like a grandpa or a grandma, and now I'm seeing the blueberry as like maybe it's a pie, maybe it, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this is a broad spectrum for our whole tribe. I feel like this is getting a ding 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 from all of you. Like maybe one word, one little like road, like that spirit's like pushing for you is showing you. My eyes went to the ignorance on the novice card, meaning like don't be smug about it, right? Like you don't know everything. And I'm hearing this from a grandpa energy that's saying you don't know everything. So investigate, look into it, research it. You're only restricting yourself. I'm hearing from the grandparent. You're only restricting yourself. And my eyes are going to this and it will not let me take off. Okay, so this says thoroughly. So like do your research thoroughly. Grandpa says do your research thoroughly. This one was connected to it. Oh my gosh, that's so small. To ensure clean air and water. Okay, so maybe for some of you, it's like maybe you're going to have a food truck or something like that. So they want to make sure that it's like a good vehicle. I don't know, but it says to ensure clean air and water. I mean, come on, like they're so random, but they kind of go together. So there's something there. Also, I'm getting like somebody's scratching their tattoo and I heard stop scratching your tattoo. I don't know who that's for, but I know because I have quite a few myself. I have 17, which by the way is really funny because I feel like it's connected to somebody in that number, but I just heard, and it's on my right forearm. So, or maybe you have something or an itch, don't itch it. I'm just hearing don't itch it. Oh, look at this. Another yellow thing. Look at the Zen farmer. The Zen farmer. Some of you are looking for like a brand new job or a brand new life or a brand new something. And like, I feel like all these things we just talked about, it's like, you got to remember these are mass readings. Again, just because there's only one or two people that show up, it's like these will be seen by many people at some point. So it might all specifically go to you, and that's awesome. But it's like it may just be, you know, for somebody else. Let's see what else comes out. Those were like I put Sprocket back down. Oh, I put Sprocket back down, but they were like almost like laying on top of it. Like they wanted me to grab them like cards. Okay, are there any more messages? If I dump it, I feel like it would go. But I know it's trying to get to the top, and I don't know. It's an old bottle cap, and I think it says relax. So, all right. I'm going to do one flip, but I'm going to do a hand over flip, and if it hits me, then I'll take it. But if not, oh, there we go. Okay. I shook quite a few, but I feel like we're moving on. Nourishing. Okay, so you're getting a lot of, now when Spirit has me cut these words out of things, they all have a purpose. They have a meaning. So whole. And that could be like, maybe like, it could be about you being whole. It could be about whole foods, not necessarily the store, but like, you know, ooh, interesting. OR. Like Oregon, interesting, or these could be initials, but I instantly saw Oregon because I used to live there. Let's see. Also, this Chalcedony is speaking to me, so some of you are meant to work with Chalcedony. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a little heart in there. This was given to us by one of our tribe members, Zoe. Who I'm like, are you itching your tattoo, Zoe? Okay. I feel like one wants to come out, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I do feel like some others flew, and if they come up, they do. If they don't, they don't. Sometimes I'll get bummed out because I'll find things later that I didn't even see, and it's a message for me. So I don't want to get too... Okay. Do we... is it in their greatest and highest good for me to read the novice card right now? Okay. I just realized I had my rings next to me, but I didn't have them on. Not that it matters, but I like having them on. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any more messages before we close out this Sacred Sunday today? Because, you know, abracadabra, you know, here we go. So we're going to tie this in really quickly. You know, when we spoke about abracadabra, the whole point of abracadabra is speaking something into being. Whether it's in Hebrew or Aramaic, it is literally, like, I wrote down the translation of it. I will create as I speak, or I create like the word. Okay? But also to witches, abracadabra means, and so it is. Meaning like, if you speak it, then it will be. Which is why we are very cautious about what we say, when we say it, how we speak, those kind of things. And when we speak our truth, like I did at the beginning of this, and cried my truth through the beginning of this, I also spoke through like the healing of it, where at the end of it, I can still look at myself and look at my partner and look at the situation with the dog and look at everything and still love it. And most importantly, I love myself. And know that it's okay to feel pain. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to work through it. But then once we work through it, we speak the love back to it. I love my partner. I love my Beshert. I love myself. I love that dog. I'm not angry because I am a loving being. But today you had to witness my human being very real. My human that needed to be heard. My human that needed to speak. It's time for you to speak. It's time for you to speak your truth. And when it hurts, that's when you have to speak our truth the most, is when it hurts. That's the hardest part. Because most people, well, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people tend to bury their pain, bury their feelings. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to look at it. Interesting. I just found one that fell and it's a little percent sign. So it's kind of funny, right? Like, because I was like, almost, like I said, most people, but right. But a high percentage of people, you know, different cultures, different, you know, we are taught to ignore our pain, ignore our suffering, ignore our feelings, push them down. But I don't want to do that. I don't think any of us should do that. I believe that's how we got to where we are in the first place. It's not my culture, your culture. It's all cultures have their ups and their downs, their positives and their negatives. All cultures. We are all going through a significant change on the planet, and we see how much that it doesn't matter our race, color, country, religion, political belief, whatever. Everything's changing, whether people like it or not. Everything is changing, and we are too. And the only restrictions we have on that change and that growth is on ourselves. That's it. That's it. I allowed someone else's energy to defile my energy today. That's the bottom line of what happened. You know, but I wouldn't change it because it brought this about today. I knew Spirit was pushing me to be a different version of myself. But look at that. Look at this on the restriction. I mean, here's the thing. This is it's like a pathway, right? Like it's literally a pathway. And you can look at it like, you know, are you coming out of that shadow or are you going into the shadow? Only you can restrict yourself. And the new skill without practice is kind of interesting to me because I feel like for some of you, it's these big transformation and changes that have to take place. And it can be really scary. So Spirit wants us to take the fear out and look at it more as an exciting new venture, a new pathway. We're coming out of that darkness. We're coming out of the very old, controlling, ego, patriarchal, you know, whatever, and we're walking into the light. You know, from the Wizard of Oz, you know, where they're like, we're out of the woods, we're out of the bus step into the light. I don't know the words, but it's something like that, you know. They don't want us to have any fear anymore. Just going at it. We need to just do it. Stop talking about it and do it. I had to have my little breakdown today. I have no shame around it. The breakdown had to happen because I had a lot of breakthroughs during this and you guys got to watch it happen. So hopefully you'll have your own breakthrough and breakdown for your breakthrough because we all need it. Don't restrict your emotions right now. That's the last thing they want us to do is to restrict our emotions. They want us to feel deeply right now. And also release and let go of like the people that are just making us miserable or making us upset or making us sad. Like, you know, I feel like I've been trying and I'm just something snapped in me today and I'm like, I don't want to try anymore. Not like that. So now I have to find a new way to try, or I have to really genuinely just say goodbye for now, at least, just for my own sanity. I mean, even here, like when that happened, between the traffic and now this huge family just moved here with all these animals, which I thought would be kind of fun, but I can tell it's just going to not be for me, you know. I feel even more restricted because now I'm like, before at least I was the only one on the property and I could walk around, and now I'm just like I don't want to always have to talk to people if I don't want to talk to people, you know? And that's me right now. That's me. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But then again, look at, I'm restricting myself because who knows, I can end up having a really beautiful and magical experience with them while they're here. It's all the way I look at it. But right now, right now, I feel, if I'm being honest, I'm more in the, I'm in here, I'm in the cave. So I'll talk to you guys about it next Sunday. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, tomorrow I'm going to do a first quarter moon reading for the tribe. I don't know what kind of reading it's going to be, whether it's going to be a pick reading or a group reading, but it'll be out either tomorrow or soon after. Thank you, Anna, for giving us all of your love and support today, and for the fly medicine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I will try and take screenshots of it too if I can. Gosh, a brownie sounds so good. I just saw yours. I'm like, it sounds so good. You know what? I have 2 pieces of dark chocolate though. I'm going to eat them. Actually, I will say this. When I initially got hurt, I just ate. I didn't starve myself because you don't want to do that. I looked up like what's the best way to heal yourself, like what foods to eat and what foods to avoid when you have that kind of injury. And I think that's another reason why I healed so fast, because I really listened. The first 24 hours are seriously so crucial. And I did. And I just like, I ate super clean and a lot of protein, and just, I think it, honestly, I really do think that's what helped heal me so quickly. That and frankincense, my best friend. And I think it was in a coconut oil or avocado oil carrier, but either way, I put it on the bandage and around like the area, and man, it really made a huge difference. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. I love you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for checking up on me, Anna. And thank you for Anna for being here. Anna, you are like not just our fucking president, but man, like today you were the inspiration for so much that happened today. Do you see how powerful you are? I know you know, but I mean, honestly, you know, I noticed today when I was setting up that there's a button that says live group. I don't know if that means I have to do a Zoom thing, but I'm going to investigate that. If it was there before, I just didn't see it. I don't know. But when I'm done with this, I'm going to investigate that, because if that's a thing where I can actually bring you guys on, if you guys actually want to be on camera, let me know, because that might be kind of fun. Because I feel like, you know, there are some of you, Jessica, and Anna for sure. I feel like people would probably really love to like see your faces. Jules, there's so many, I can go on and on. Zoe. So if you would be interested in that, let me know. But I'm going to look into it and see, because I have a feeling that's what it is. But I thought, I don't know. I mean, I've seen people do Zoom type things on there, but I don't know how it works. And I don't know if I told you guys, but I got my laptop cord and it doesn't fit. It's the wrong one. Even though Spirit, I put in all the right specs, everything. When I went to reorder the one I had before, they discontinued it, which it almost started my house on fire. So that's good. But yeah, so I still can't use my laptop, and that's okay, because I feel like it's supposed to just be there, you know. It's got my writing stuff, and I think that's what it's supposed to be, and this phone does enough, right? Like, I don't need to, you know, change the world, whatever. I am changing the world, but like I'm saying, like, I can do it with my phone. But we'll see. Okie dokie. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. Thank you all for being here. We will see you at the next reading. If you would like to work with me one-on-one outside of this channel, you can email me. All of my information is in the description box and on this channel under Welcome Witches, Healers, and Deep Down Believers. And also, if you'd like to contribute anything to the work that I do on this channel, there are links for those as well. All right, you guys, until then, take good care of yourselves and each other. And again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Anna. And I'll see you next week on Sacred Sunday. But I'll see the rest of you tomorrow for the first quarter moon. It won't be live, but I'll see you over there. Love you. Bye. Thank you, Anna. You keep strong too. Hey, you know what? Since we're still kind of here, I love you too. You keep strong too. I promise I will get back to your email. I did see it. It's just my right hand and arm. It's kind of hard to, you know, I was putting stuff out, but it was like to keep going was a little bit harder, like with messages and stuff like that, you know? It's such an odd injury. It actually hurts the bite. Yes, it hurt, but like it hurt more the pressure of their jaw is what hurt my arm more. So anyway, okay, all right, love you guys. Okay, bye. Bye.